What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? It's Coach at Tanya T. Wise here. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about the women empowerment. We know that this is mental health month, and so many people have been dealing with issues with mental health. And what we found out is that a lot of it stems from finances. The lack of there is just because you have a prestigious title and you make money doesn't always mean that you have money. And so that's one of the myths. We think that doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, financial professionals, all of them have money and where they make good money. But we know the old saying used to say, what? We make it on one hand and it goes out just as fast on the other hand. And so what I want to talk to you about is a tip to slow that process down some. And one of those ways is making sure that you understand the basic fundamentals about money. One of the number one things about basic information when it comes around money is having a budget. And I personally like to call it a prosperity plan, right? Because budget just seems kind of boring, right? But imagine a big corporation like Pepsi Cola or Coca-Cola or Comcast or Verizon working, or the government working without a budget. And many of my clients are government workers, but if you're a government worker, how would you know what you're going to get paid? How would they know what they can afford to pay if they didn't have a budget, if they didn't allot a certain amount of money for payroll, or a certain amount of money for marketing, or a certain amount of money for equipment? So we have to do the same thing in our personal lives. We have to do the same thing in our side hustles. I can't imagine having a business without understanding the finances that goes with that business. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that how are you going to continue to manage and have money if you're not managing what's going out? So that's the number one tip, is understanding what's coming in and what's going out. When you get to see that picture, and I know whenever I used to sit down and put that number on paper, you would start to wonder, how am I even living? And most people are living like that. They're living from time to time without really sitting down and seeing what's going in, what's going out. Do you ever just pay? You get paid and you pay from what's in the account? And if that is you, then what we want to do is switch that. Know where your money is going before you even get the money, and allot some of it for yourself. How much are you actually putting aside for you? Because after all, you work very hard. You work when you're tired. You work when you're sleepy. You work when you're sick. You work when the weather is not great. And it doesn't matter if you're working at home or you're still driving and going back to the actual location. The bottom line is you want to track those expenses. And if you're working from home now, you're no longer required to go into the building. That is probably a surplus that you're having from gas, not having to put fuel in your car, or maybe not eating out as much. But what are you doing with those extra funds now? Have you allotted that somewhere else? And if you have, I challenge you to find out where it's going. So that's my assignment. You want another tip for tomorrow? Then tune in tomorrow at 6 o'clock for my next financial tip. Signing off, it's your wise girl, Coach at Tanya T. Wise.